When asked to describe what family promise means to me and what they have done for me, it became difficult to think about it and cut it down short enough so as to not keep you here all night. I have a chronic illness that is incurable. At the time, the only thing that helped was pain management, which is basically just doctors prescribing narcotics. And while they do help people with pain, when put on them for years, it led me down a rabbit hole of addiction. There came a point where I had to decide to continue to choose the drugs or to choose my children. I went to and completed a 6-month Mommy and Me program, which allows you to bring your children with you. The only problem was when you got out, there are 0 halfway homes for mothers to go to with their children. So I came back to Morris County with my kids and homeless. That was a very scary point to be in. I went from having daily counseling and check-ins to being put in a hotel not knowing which of the Morris County shelters would have room for us first. Now, I cannot lie. When I first heard of how Family Promise works, it really did scare me. Moving from week to week, having our stuff in one place while we slept in another. But I am a warrior, and I knew that one way or another, I was going to make the best of the situation. I found a job pretty quickly, so literally every week, I packed my car every Sunday with all of my belongings and moved into our new home each week. The longer that I was there, the more that I realized just how much of a blessing it was to have been chosen into the Family Promise family. I quickly made friends with the other mothers. The first night they showed me the ropes, but it was more than just a shelter. I came across amazing volunteers, and every single church and volunteer were so nice. You never forget that you're homeless, but everyone did such a great job making us feel like we were home. The other families quickly became our family, which we still keep in touch with because being homeless is something so very few people will actually know the experience and the ups and the downs. But when we were down, all of the other families and Family Promise staff was there to lift us up. The staff at Family Promise is one of a kind. Again, we had just come out of the rehab and I'd received the help I needed there, but you don't actually feel cared for. In the very first meeting that I had with Allie, the one where she gets to know about us, I told her about my past with addiction and that I'd been clean and the happiest I've been from getting out under the weight of that addiction. But I let her know that I wanted to continue this path. I'm not sure how to describe it, but every time I speak with Allie, I feel this energy coming from her, this support and love. And she is so great at calming down your fears, at least mine. She was the first person outside my family to truly make me feel like she cared about me and my family. But more importantly, she didn't just care about the temporary solution, but my lifetime solution. There is no doubt that everyone that works or volunteers at Family Promise is really there because this is what they care about and this is what they want to do. When I first found my home, I had found a great job and was doing great, and I'd seen this apartment and Linda helped me super quick. I found the apartment and everything moved flawlessly. I was in within a week or two. Then Michelle came in and Michelle furnished my whole home. I had nothing, and in that short amount of time, she was out there doing her thing, making sure we had everything we needed when we came into the apartment. I honestly had never felt more overwhelmed after everyone left, being in a home for the first time, a stable home, with my children. Something that I never thought would happen. And sober. Not long after I moved in, I became seriously ill. 6/25/2019 was my first ER visit, where once again I had, you know, my prior history with addiction, so nobody medically was taking me seriously. Because I missed so many days off of work, I was laid off. Now, during this time I was working, I was able to pay the rent. I could have said, goodbye to Family Promise when they had originally asked me. They said, we see you're doing good. You can continue to have our support, or, we can leave. And I knew I needed at least someone there that I could bounce my ideas off of every time I hit a roadblock. So I asked them to stay in my life. And that's something nobody else does. They just close your case and you're out. So, because they had stayed in my life, I never expected to get sick or to lose my job. But that's the great thing about Family Promise. They do not just place you and wipe their hand clean of you. They truly care. Heather was made my counselor because I do need someone to talk out my problems to. Just saying things out loud helps me figure out a way to move forward. And I didn't want to ever get to a point of being overwhelmed and not having anyone to talk about it. I do have the chronic illness, interstitial cystitis, so something else was going on triggering my IC. I went from specialist to specialist with the help of Heather.